Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. How are we all doing on this Thursday morning? This is Reganelite here. Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you guys, for those who came over, enjoyed the 2 Davy show. Person impersonator, I saw you there lurking beforehand. Appreciate the lurking. But I hope you guys are all doing well. Good week so far. Almost near the weekend, guys. So we'll get there. We'll get there indeed. We're gonna go look at today's daily quota, and we're gonna look at the look at the weather in the UK, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about Charlie Kirk, about what happened yesterday in America. Before we cover mainly UK news, that's the main topic we're gonna be looking at today. Just to remind you guys, tonight at 8 o'clock, if you guys want to join me, I'll be doing a mental health live stream. We talk about suicide prevention. We're going to talk about mental health. We're going to talk about depression. We're going to talk about these things, guys. So if you guys want to join me for that, feel free to do so. You guys are more than welcome to join me in the chat. Join me in the chat. Join me for that. And I am going to do a Discord after chat, after the mental health live stream. So if you guys want to join me after that for a voice chat to talk about it, you're more than welcome to do so as well, guys. Let me just say hello to who's in the chat. There's quite a few people. So, Person Impersonator, good to see you there. Stephen Banker, Billy Kershaw, Wake Up and Smell the Rosemaries. Alison Keir, one of our moderators, good to see you. Peter M, good to see you there. Ellie, good to see you there as well. Kirsty, good morning to you. Anybody? Oh, is that my stomach playing up? Nope. And which are tablets there as well. Good to see you there. First time listener here. Welcome indeed. Hope you are doing well, and anybody else who are lurking in the chats. So first and foremost, let us to do today's daily quota. Obviously today is a very somber day because it is September the 11th. Obviously a day that it was one of the most a day in the history where the United States of America was attacked, and we should not forget that day. It's a very horrible day in history. I always think of September 11th, just like the July 7th bombing, London bombings. I think of them as really tragic days in history. But today's daily quota is an unknown one here, guys, and I'm going to show you it here. Here is today's daily quota. I always like to show these to you guys to show that I don't make them up. This is what this is it here. And just in case, I just want to remind you, because there's quite a few you guys here, if you guys would like one of your own, if you guys would like one of your own daily calendar quotas, www.littlepennythoughts.com is where I got this one from. So if you guys are interested in getting your own, you can try it there. So here is today's daily quota. Sometimes we need someone to simply be there. Not to fix anything or do anything in particular, but just to let us feel that we are supported and cared about. Let me say it one more time. That sometimes we need someone to simply be there. Not to fix anything or do anything in particular, but just to let us feel that we are supported and cared about. Couldn't agree with more with that. I think that's a lovely one, considering that it is Suicide Prevention Month, and yesterday was Suicide Prevention Day, and considering that there's been a lot been happening recently as well, I thought that was very fitting. The mic is already at maximum, Ellie, so it might be a case you might need to turn up your one. The mic is already on maximum here. And I'm pretty sure it's on maximum here. Yeah, it's already on maximum. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not sure what more I can do to it, I'm afraid. Indeed. But tomorrow's one is tomorrow's one's a very nice one as well, guys. So join me tomorrow at 11 o'clock for another Good Morning Show if you want to see tomorrow's daily quota there, indeed. Just want to start by saying thank you, Alison Keir, for the £2 super chat, for the Ray, for the 2 Davies. Thank you so much for that to get it started, get the super chat goal started. Much appreciated. And thank you, Peter, for the £5 super chat just to get it started as well. Thank you so much. It's very generous of you both. Really appreciate your support, guys. Yeah, super chats really do help financially support me in the work that I do here. So thank you guys so much to do here. And by the way, if you can't financially support, just hitting the like, share, subscribe, and commenting, all that stuff really does help out, guys. Right, let's get started because we only go for an hour, so we want to make the most of this hour. We will start by looking at today's weather, guys. So this is the weather report. Here is the weather here, guys. This is today at 7 o'clock. I'll do it a bit later on just because of the time it is now. So we can see some of the temperatures there and some of the rain forecast over in Europe. Obviously a bit warmer down in Lisbon, Madrid, and Rome and Nice there. But Paris, London, 15, 16, Brussels, 15, Berlin, 17, Prague, 18, Warsaw, 18 there. And coming into Europe here, we can see here that still bits and blobs of showers over here and there and everywhere. Bit scattered showers, nothing really, you know, and coming right down on us here, guys. But temperatures in the evenings are not too bad here. Let me turn on. Why is it all? I wish it would just default stay on the wind barometer there. But London there 15, Cardiff 13, Manchester 13 there. But you can see some scattered showers here and there and around here in the England and the south of England here. Several parts there. But if I just scroll it back from this is in 2 hours time and then a couple of hours later on. So you will get some showers here and there around. If you are living in England and Wales, you may get some drizzles. You won't get like a big downpours. Maybe in some parts in the north of England and the south of Scotland, you might get some there. But if you move up into Scotland, yeah, there's still. If you're in the north of Scotland, you will probably experience quite a hefty bit of rain. So I would advise, obviously, raincoat probably rather than brolly, because chances are the brolly will fairly get blown, probably get blown away there from the looks of it there. If we could have a look at tomorrow. So this is tomorrow on Friday here. Can I see some of the temperatures? Yes, we can. Here. Oh, let me just 1 second there. Kirsty, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Anyone else having sleep issues with all the stuff going on in the world? Kirsty, here is my advice to you. As somebody who looks at so much, I look at some of the. I was just going to switch over here because I think this is a really, really important question. Thank you for that super chat. I really appreciate that, Kirsty. I think it's really, really important that you have distractions from the news and politics. It's really important to have those distractions. One of my biggest distractions is, of course, professional wrestling. I love watching professional wrestling. I love watching wrestling shows. It is one thing that definitely distracts me from everything that's going on in the world. Obviously, if you've got something that, you know, it's always try to find things to distract yourself. Thinking about news and politics 24/7 can be really, really bad. I also recommend I would recommend as well, maybe not just for yourself, but other people, to try and find something to do before you go to bed. If you are watching, say for instance, you were watching my live stream last night and you're listening to some of the stuff, which is quite brutal. Some of it can be quite harsh and quite a lot to take in. And then you go straight to bed. That's can be weighing on your mind. What I tend to do is I tend to watch a couple of YouTube videos or something to kind of pivot away from news and politics before I go to bed, to kind of get my mind off it. So try something like that if that helps ease your mind a little bit, or some other options there. I'm sure some people will have some other ideas if they want to throw them in the chat of what you guys do to distract yourselves from the news and politics. Feel free to throw them in the chat, not just for Kirsty, but for anyone else who might need it as well. And again, do join me for tonight on a mental health live stream tonight as well, if you can as well, on that. But I do appreciate that super chat. Thank you so much for that. And I hope that helps. So tomorrow, 1 o'clock in the afternoon here. 13, 14, 16 degrees here. Winds are quite high, but there's lots of scattered showers in and around on Friday here in north of Scotland. Aberdeen, Stonehaven 15, 16 respectively. Fort William's a bit cooler. Oban 13 there. Glasgow, Edinburgh 15, 13 respectively there. And you can see some of the scattered showers around in Scotland. Moving down from the south of Scotland into the north of England there, you can see 14, 15 degrees in some parts. Again, scattered showers here and there and around. Do take a raincoat, even if it doesn't look like you're going to get rain. Like, I haven't been for my walk. I might not go till the afternoon. I've got a lot of wrestling content to do today. I'm very, very busy on that. 14, 15, 16 degrees temperatures here in Wales, in the south of Wales here. So not too many showers at the moment there, but if I pull it back a little bit for tomorrow, they will get some bits scatter showers here and there, yeah, as the day passes on Friday there. So yeah, they will get bits and bobs of showers there. 15, 16, 17 degrees in temperatures here in the Midlands and north of England there. East of England here, 18, 17 at Kings Leon and Norwich there. Chelmsford 18, Watford 16, London the capital there 17 degrees. Again, scattered showers here and around. South of England, Brighton, Portsmouth, Bournemouth 16, 17 respectively there. But moving down into the southwest of England here, 15, 14, 16 degrees there, but high winds of course because it's much closer to the coast there. Let's have a quick look at Saturday. I will come to your chats in a moment, guys. Just bear with me. 1 second. Oh, yep. So we can just have a look at what Saturday's forecast here. So Overnight, there's going to be lots of pouring. There'll be some showers, but in the morning there'll be a few bits and bobs around showers there. Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. So in some parts of England, how much of that will be affected? Scotland as well, just for our Scottish friends there. Going to get some overnight. Overnight, you're going to get some overnight rain. So you're going to get some downpours overnight on Saturday. Saturday overnight, Friday night, and early Saturday morning. So you'll get some of that there. But it looks like in most parts of the day on Saturday, not too many showers are going to hit Scotland there, but parts of England and Wales are going to get hit with it there. Temperatures 15, 17 Cardiff, 15 Cardiff, London 17, Manchester 15 there respectfully. Belfast, Dublin 14 respectfully there. Edinburgh there at 15, just a couple of other temperatures there, but there's this big blob just out on the coast there. Quite a lot of rain coming there. So some of those temperatures there, and we'll just have a quick nose on Sunday. We'll have a look deeper on the weekend there, but Sunday, oh god, let's go. Let's see when is that coming in. So not until, so it's pretty much Sunday. Yeah, Sunday 1 o'clock. Pretty much from Sunday morning, Sunday 1 o'clock. Yeah, England is going to get quite a bit of a rain forecast. That big downpour. Oh god, that's not going to be good. I'm not looking forward to traveling back from I'm not looking forward to traveling on that day because I have to travel on that day, Sunday. Yeah, not looking forward to that. So yeah, big monsoon of rain coming down on England and Wales pretty much on Sunday there. That's not going to be nice whatsoever there. And temperatures there, 16, Cardiff and London, Manchester 14, Dublin, Belfast 16, 14 respectively, Edinburgh 15 there. Are those my friends up Scotland going to get this on Sunday? Don't look like it. Looks like they're going to avoid it. Are they going to get it overnight? Looks like you'll get it in Sunday evening. So Sunday evening you're going to get the rain, that poor big chunk of rain going to be coming on Sunday from the looks of it, according to the BBC weather there. But that is some of the forecast there. We'll have a look a little bit deeper on Friday on some of these rain forecasts there. You missed Orkney and Shineland there. Did I miss? Have I missed places? Have I? Let me. I'm not going to get every single spot here. Every single spot there. But apologies if I missed them there. Grey, windy, cloud with sunny breaks in Edinburgh, says Alliston Keir. Bright and sunny here in Toll Bay, says One Angry Peg. It's bright and sunny now, but there could be showers coming through here, to be fair. But good to see you, One Angry Peg. I hope you are doing it well. Rainy days, Dolphin days, yeah. Getting a lot of thunder lately, don't like it. Yeah, you will get some of that as well, I'm afraid. Yeah, you will get some of that as well, I'm afraid. Right, let's get started with some of the news, guys. So first and foremost, I want to talk about what happened last night, because it was kind of brokered in. Like, I already had a plan for the live stream last night when the story broke. So for those, so Charlie Kirk is dead. He did not survive the shot, so he has been murdered. And the search for Charlie Kirk's killer is still underway as Trump vows to crack down on political violence. So as of right now, the killer has not been found. So I was watching this morning, I watched one or two of Vosh's videos because he was covering it live when it was all kicking off, basically. And so first and foremost, they had apprehended somebody, but they let the person go because it wasn't that person. Then they apprehended another person, and it looks like that person wasn't it either. Donald Trump did a statement in the White House last night, doing this, vowing basically to make those pay for what happened here and whatnot. So, and I'm going to be straight with you guys. I don't know a lot about Charlie Kirk, okay? So I had to do a little bit of research and whatnot to base my thoughts and opinions on him. So Charlie Kirk, some of the things that he said. So he has said some nasty things about transgender people. He has said things about the Black Lives Matter movement, which has been pretty despicable as well. He has said some pretty vile, nasty things over the course of the last several years. Charlie Kirk, he is essentially what everyone has been telling me is basically a Nazi. He is literally somebody who is considered a threat to America, a threat to. Wants to hurt people and wants to see the suffering of the minority, shall we say? So I just want to make this clear here, okay? People like Charlie Kirk, and you may think that and this has been in the back of my mind too, guys, because I'm not going to bullshit you guys, yeah? It's been in the back of my mind too. Like, I thought about, like, what would happen, like, how would people feel if Nigel Farage got murdered, for example, you know, because he's really popular right now, and somebody basically murdered him, like, shot him, like the way they've done to Charlie Kirk here. You know, it would alter history, of course. But there is this, obviously, we don't know the killer, we don't know the motives, we don't know the reasons why, because the killer hasn't been caught. But there is this part of people who are so messed up, who feel that America can only be saved by the deaths of people on the far right. That by, for example, murdering Donald Trump or murdering Charlie Kirk, murdering certain political right figures, that it's going to change the narrative, that it's going to wake people's eyes up, because you're killing people who are discriminately and knowingly harming people and destroying people's lives with their rhetoric, with their language, and the words that they are using. But it's just morally wrong, okay? The justification of killing Charlie Kirk, there is no justification, okay? All killing him does, and I said this last night, guys, all killing him does will galvanize the right. All the killing does was embed the people's beliefs in what he has said, and that even more than ever before. And I literally was listening I was listening on Vosh's live stream, one of his videos this morning, and they were literally had a news anchor was talking to two people who were there at the event, right? And you know what they said? The two guys were saying, they were literally saying, oh, if people would just have conversations with us about, you know, about our political differences and whatnot. And it's like you're talking about political differences when people on the right don't even want to engage with you. Yeah? People on the right don't want to engage with people on the left. They don't want to have a proper conversation, a proper engagement. Yeah? So if you try to have dialogue with them, and they just blank you out and they say, nope, you're wrong, blah, 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 I'm not listening to you. It's the whole thing around Brexit as well, because Brexit obviously destroyed people's lives as well. It's that same application here. But killing Charlie Kirk does nothing. Killing Charlie Kirk does nothing. Now, some people might think, oh, because we killed him, yeah, less people will be influenced by him to join the far right. How do you, like, you don't know that. And this is not, and for all the hatred that you may have of this man, he's still a family man. He still has a wife. And it's not right to, there's no justification for it, guys. There isn't. Yeah? No matter how you feel about some of these people, it's not right. Okay? And unfortunately, this will only embolden the right. And this will also give Nigel Farage more carte blanche to be even more careful than ever before. Because this will give people ideas. You know, Donald Trump they've tried to assassinate Donald Trump not once but twice now. And don't think that they won't try and target him, because people will be out there trying to target him. And I know it feels like I feel like I understand some people's feelings about like if only we could make these people disappear. And I get that feeling. But advocating for the deaths of these people is not the solution, or going out that way is not the solution. It's not going to solve anything, guys. Like, if you grab a gun and you shoot Nigel Farage, right? You're not going to convince people that, oh, we're all going to be fine. He's dead now, guys. Thank God. You know, British politics is saved, yeah? Because that's what some of you may or may not be thinking, right? All you're going to do is someone else is just going to end up taking that person's spot. Because someone else will take that spot. You know, someone else will go into that spot. And it'll be the same with the people on the right. Same in America. Yeah, you kill one person, another person's just going to take its place. The arguments need to be made, and we need to try to make arguments as best as we possibly can. Yeah, there are going to be some people who aren't going to listen to the conversation at all, but there will be some people who will be in the center, who are not undecided, and they're the ones we need to convince. So as far as this is concerned, I hope the person gets apprehended, and I hope swift justice comes to the killer. I really and sincerely mean that. I do extend my sympathy to friends and family of Charlie Kirk. even if he is a terrible, vile person, because nobody should ever go through that. No one should ever go through that. But to lose someone that you love, this, whatever your political difference is on the guy, and I really mean that, guys, because I don't ever want to sink myself to that level, because the person who did this, again, whatever their motives are, hasn't achieved anything that has benefited the left or the Democratic Party, the people on the left of American politics. Whoever you are, you've done fuck all. You've done nothing to help change America. You've done nothing to help America. This killing does nothing to help people. I've half a harsher word on this. He cheered an assassination attempt on the Dems. Serves him right. He brought this on himself. Yeah, he did do those things. He did say those things. One angry pagan. He did say those things. You're absolutely right. But again, we shouldn't be advocating. We shouldn't be advocating for the deaths of people. It's very, very important to say that. It's very, very important we don't go down that path, guys. I blame the education system or the lack of system banker. Yep. Yeah, I definitely blame that too. I don't believe in an eye for an eye, but I do believe in karma, system banker. Yeah. But don't ever get those thoughts in your head, guys. It's just not ideal for you. Wow. Okay. This just literally broke. I was talking about this literally last night. Keir Starmer sacks Peter Mandelson over Jeffrey Epstein revelations. Okay. This just literally happened then. Foreign Office extends of US ambassador's friendship with paedophile not disclosed when he was appointed. Keir Starmer has sacked Peter Mandelson as ambassador to the US over his association with Jeffrey Epstein. The Foreign Office Minister, Stephanie Dolan, told MPs that Mandelson had not disclosed the extent of his debt-free friendship with Epstein, a philanthropy financer, when he was appointed as the ambassador. So all that defending yesterday, and he's finally gone. He said number 10 had not known about emails from Mandelson to Epstein suggesting his 2008 conviction for soliciting a child for prosecution was wrongful and should have been challenged. Makes West Streeting look like a plonker as well when he was talking about this to Sky News, doesn't it? Never mind just the Prime Minister. I did say yesterday, Keir Starmer should just bite the bullet and just sack him now. I said that. Mediate the damage now by sacking him. Don't let it drag. He did the right thing by sacking him now. He should have done it sooner, but he has sacked him now. So our Foreign Office spokesperson said, in light of the additional information on emails written by Peter Mandelson, the Prime Minister asked the Foreign Secretary to withdraw him as ambassador. The email shows the depth of the extent of Peter Mandelson's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein is materially different from that known at the time of his appointment. In particular, Peter Mandelson's suggestion that Jeffrey Epstein's first conviction was wrongful and should be challenged in new information. In light of that, in the mindful of the victims of Epstein's crimes, he has been withdrawn as ambassador with immediate effect. Before Mandelson's departure was announced, West Streeting, the Health Secretary, told an event that he was completely disgusted by messages Lord Peter Mandelson sent to Epstein, and that his future was a decision for the Prime Minister. God, does that make West Streeting look like a plonker doing all that defending as well? Mandelson's departure comes at a difficult time for number 10 as he prepares the state visit for the US President Donald Trump, who's facing his own questions about his friendship with Epstein. Yeah, the news is going to keep on coming because we're getting Donnie next week, guys. Donnie's coming. He's coming to England. He's coming to Scotland. Sorry, guys. Yeah, he's coming back again, guys. The episode will raise questions about Starmer's judgment in having appointed Mandelson, given it was known that the ambassador had continued his association with Epstein after the 2008 conviction. Yeah. And remember, we showed clips that there were questions asked long before 2000 and 2024 and even 2019 on the clips we looked at last night, guys. Exposure is the answer, not guns, knives, or any weapons, says Tommy Murray. Absolutely, well said. Absolutely well said. Good to see you there, Tommy. Hope you are doing well. And anybody else I haven't said hello to there. Was looking for that just on the 2 days as well. I didn't find anything on it on Google. So Starmer had on Wednesday at the Prime Minister's question stood behind Mandelson, insisting the ambassador had been fully vetted. He looked like an absolute plonker. He got spanked by Kemi Badenoch, and that's bad. That's bad to get thumped by Kemi Badenoch of all people on Prime Minister's questions. Overwhelming pressure to enrage. We know about that. Friendship, yep. Yeah, he called him my best pal. That's what he said in the handwritten note, guys. My best pal. But yep, he has been given the boot. He has been given the boot, guys. Literally just happened. Literally just happened as well, guys. Labour MP Sharon Hogan's office targeting suspected arson attack. Oh no. Why? Police investigations after images showed the office burnt out, roof and destroyed in Washington at a time and where. Police investigating a suspected arson attack. Imagery shows of a constituency office in Washington, time and where burnt out and the roof destroyed. As well as apparent extensive damage to the building, Vermont House. There's a graffiti on the side of the building reading for 328 days, bloods on your hands. Okay, so this is obviously, I think this is to do with Gaza here. He got what he want. You're effing crazy, makes his bang off. Are you talking about are you talking about Charlie Kirk there? Sorry to jump to conclusions, thinking you were speaking about jump to conclusions. You were speaking about Charlie Kirk. I don't advocate. I just want to say this, Battlegoff on Twitch, right? I don't advocate for the deaths of anyone. Okay, like some people may celebrate it, but you know, some people may celebrate it because of things that he said in his political views. And don't get me wrong, you know, I'm totally against what things that he has said, but I'm not advocating whatsoever. You know, what happened to him should not have happened in any way, shape, or form, and no one should be celebrating it. No one. On that. He loves guns, and he loves guns. Got what he got. I do think it's a very sad day for his kids. Said OBO4207 on Twitch. Yeah, I mean, like again, like you know, he's got a wife and kids, you know, and they're not going to be there anymore for him. Like again, you may have difference in political views, but it doesn't justify killing someone. You know, it's very, very important to make that So Holston's the MP for Washington Gateshead South. Spokesperson for MP said in the statement, this occurred overnight at Sharon's office. We're not going to be commenting and speculating why there's an ongoing police investigation. Is there anything to do with Gaza? Just out of curiosity. Let me just have a quick nose. Yes, more details are still emerging on this story, I'm afraid. So it looks like details are still emerging on that one. Big Pharma will stop investing in the UK, warns Emirate scientist Judge John Bell. Green energy entrepreneurs urge UK to allow new North Sea oil and gas projects. Emily Thornberry drops out of the deputy leadership race. What? I was not expecting that. MP's withdrawal, along with Paula Baker, clears the way for contest between Bridget Phillipson and Lucy Powell. Ooh, okay. I actually had her as the favourite. Emily Thornberry is withdrawn from the Labour deputy race, clearing the way for a two-way fight between the Education Secretary, Bridget Phillipson, and the former Commons leader, Lucy Powell. The MP for Islington South and Finsbury announced on Thursday today that while she was deeply grateful to all Labour members who had shared her support, she had decided to pull out. It's been a privilege, taking the race. It was a very, very short race. Like, come on, say it like that. Shadowfall struggled to garner the 80 nominations needed from 8 MPs to make it through the next stage. According to the official tally on Wednesday night, she was in last place with 13 backers. Only 13 backers? Okay, well, no wonder she wasn't going to get through. Shortly after, Paula Barker also withdrawn, giving her support for Power, only gathering support of 14 MPs. Phillipson sailed over the line with 160 nominations, with Power just 3 short of the number required, 77 before Barker dropped out. So Phillipson is looks like getting the nod here. Figures suggest Phillipson and Powell set to make it to the second round. The candidate for the left of the party, Bell, Rubio, Andy, is unlikely to progress, having secured the support of 15 MPs. Yeah, you're not going to get through. Phillipson, who is seen as the front runner and Down Street's preferred candidate, said on Thursday she had written to Labour's General Secretary to seek formal nomination for the role of deputy leader. Time to unite our party, smash reform, blah, 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 blah. Candidates have until 5 p.m. today to secure nominations from their fellow MPs. Yeah, it looks like, it's going to be only 2 people. Yeah, it looks like it's only going to be 2 people from the looks of it there. But it looks like she didn't get the nod. Yeah, we already know about Mandelson's messages. Let's go to the front of UK, see what else there is. Yep, sacked. Yeah, he has been sacked. Yep, we just literally talked about that. Bangor Cathedral Chores suspended after singing inappropriate hymn. Latest scandal embroiled the Welsh Cathedral core performance piece during the Holy Communion, to protest about job losses. A cathedral chore has been suspended after it performed an entirely inappropriate piece protesting about job losses during the Holy Communion. Bangor Cathedral, which was criticised earlier this year over a culture of excessive drinking, sexual promiscuity and inappropriate banter, said it had paused all tour activities for a month after the incident. Also said that Joe Cooper, the cathedral's music director, was currently away from his duties. The tour sang a specifically composed Catholic of Indemnation as clergy distribute waffles of wine during comments at the end of the piece. The tour silently walked out. The candidate lyrics include, Lord, how long shall ungodly triumph? How long shall the wicked adore, speak so disdainfully? Okay. Yeah, it's going to anger a few people, unfortunately, there. Thank you, Alison Keir, for the extra extra two £2 super chats to help bring gets the super chat goal today. Thank you all for your support for the super chats. Really appreciate it, guys, because it does help financially support me in the work that I do here. So thank you so much for everyone. I really appreciate it. Bet they've already got someone in line. They need to make it look like a contest with fake pullouts, says Stephen Charlton. Yep, says Stephen Charlton. Yep, probably, absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised one bit. A meeting with Keir Starmer was tough, says Israeli president. Oh, I'm sure it was very tough indeed. Oh, I'm sure it was very, very tough. Do you think it was tough, guys? Do you think it was tough for Hegseth there? For him to have was it a really tough meeting? No. It was basically him bashing, I'm sure behind closed doors, Keir Starmer was a good poodle and did exactly what he said there, guys. That's what happened behind closed doors. Let's be clear about that. You're not going to beat around the bloody bush with me on that story, guys. Let's have a look and see what else is there, because not everything was on The Guardian. I think it needs refreshing now, yeah. Yeah, so Mandelson sacked. Ryanair cuts Spain seats in war of words with Operate, the UK area where you can get a home for 150,000. Okay. UK to mass produce drones for Ukraine to counter Russian air attacks. We saw that a police investigation on the graffiti. Lineker ends Anton-Deck winning streak at the TV Awards after anti-Semitism row. Oh, wow, he gets a reward there. It's always been Anton-Deck on that winning streak there. I wanted to ask this union boss some very serious questions, and he tried to run away from me. What? Gary Smith, head of the GB union, claimed that there is no problem at all when he asked about allegations of bullying and misogyny within the organisation. Sky News has been investigating allegations of bullying and harassment inside one of the UK's biggest trade unions. We've been listening to women's and with accounts of alleged bullying, misogyny, cronyism and sexism, which they claim is rife within the GMB union. So I went to the head of the union to ask him why some women at the union still feel that they are treated unfairly. Put for a dimly car park in the middle of Tuesday afternoon and chased the head and asked him serious questions. He seemed annoyed by the scrutiny. He left the TUC conference early through a side door in an apparent attempt to avoid me and started running away from me as I approached him. There are serious questions hanging over him and how he runs his unions and how the unions treat the women who work for him, so I continue to follow him. GMB has always denied that there is a culture of bullying, misogyny and sexism. In fact, much more staunchly than any other organisation. I've covered it before. Accused of the same thing as today, it was no different. Mr. Smith told me that there is no problem at all within the union. I'm willing to admit that there is real work to do and essentially saying that there's nothing to see here. The problem is that there are lots of women who express concerns and say they feel harassed at the union enough that the Equalities Watchdog is currently examining whether GMB is complying with the Human Rights Act. When you are avoiding questions on something as serious as this, then questions do need to be raised. Are you going to play adverts?
Every quirk of this drawing.
I'm going to play adverts. Damn you. Let's have a quick listen. I think this is worth listening to, guys. No, not the advert. Stephen Flynn called him out on P&Q, accused him of student politics. Yep, Stephen Flynn did do that. It was absolutely brilliant.
Recognise there's a problem in your union?
No, we don't.
For nearly 2 years, Sky News has been investigating allegations of bullying, harassment and cronyism, all within inside GMB Union.
Women are terrified to report the discrimination that they're facing because they're being attacked by their own unions.
So I went to find the head of the union to ask him why women are still telling us that they still feel treated unfairly.
Sorry to disturb you, I'm Serena from Sky News. I just want to ask you a serious question about serious allegations of bullying and harassment at your union.
Do you recognise there's a problem in your union?
No, we don't.
No problem at all?
No, we don't.
Do you think you're taking this seriously?
When we get things wrong, we will deal with them. When we don't, if we get things wrong, we deal with them when there's issues. But we're a good organisation, we cleaned up our organisation, and we think the culture in our union is pretty positive.
Lots of women have expressed fears that they say they're being harassed in your union, enough that the Equalities Watchdog is looking into. Do you not take this seriously?
This is not accurate reporting, actually, and we don't accept that explanation about our organisation. I'm sorry.
You don't think
So there's two ways I think of this, guys. So I was suspicious of the GMB didn't join. So there's two things I think of this. So there's obviously I have a two-pronged side of this, guys, and I want to be very careful of what I'm saying. Now, I want to be very careful of what I say here. Now, I'm not saying that now I don't know enough about this story to justify in saying that that this is definitely happening. I don't know how long this has been going on in the GMB union, right? But if this has been going on for a long period and that they have not addressed it, questions need to be asked. But there's also another side of this that I feel that this story could potentially have been manufactured. Now, why would I say such a thing? Well, what is the one thing that those on the right, people in politics want? They want the destruction of the unions. And what better way to do them than by smearing unions? It's entirely possible it could be a manufactured operation to bring down this union, and potentially, if it's successful, they may try other ways to do the same thing to other unions. I'm not saying that the women's accusations are not true, but that is a possibility. I am just asking questions because we've seen how certain unions, certain organizations have been targeted in a specific way. And I'm listening very carefully to him and the way he's coming across here. I don't know enough about the union to know that these things are really happening or not. But it would not surprise me if there is a smear campaign to undermine this union, as well as potentially in the future to undermine other unions as well. Again, not taken away from. I'm not going to make this clear that there obviously needs a case that needs to be answered here about the unions, and they need to address this. But I think it is something that is worth mentioning with regards to it. So I do think that I'm just doing what Nigel Farage is doing, and that is asking questions, guys. That's all I'm doing. I'm not saying they're not true. I'm just saying it's entirely possible that it could be manufactured to undermine unions, guys. I'm just saying that's a possibility. Economy is no longer voters' top issue as public opinion shifts. Oh no. Oh no. That's very worrying indeed. MPs around the world urge leaders to follow Trump's call for Jimmy Lai's release. Thornberry withdrawn from there. An analysis piece by Beck Frisby. Not interested in analysis pieces there. Let's keep going because we've got other stories, and we're only going as far as 12 o'clock, guys, just for reference here. This is BBC News. Blow for UK's drug sector as Merck scraps $1 billion expansion. This is a business story. US pharmaceutical giant Merck is scrapping a planned $1 billion expansion of its UK operation, saying the government is not investing enough in the sector. Oh, what a shame! No, not US pharmaceuticals. Oh well, too bad. You know, I'm sorry, but US healthcare and that whatnot, they already have a pretty deep nail into the UK. So I'm not going to cry over that loss, if I'm honest. Maybe if it was a different country, I'd have a different feelings about it. You know. The GMB in Glasgow fought for fair pay for women's pay for 10 years, my friend. That's why it's sus. Yeah, that's why I have a little bit of suspicion about it all. I do have a little bit of suspicion. I do have suspicions about it all. Because, like, I don't know the union. I don't know the organisation. I don't know the people within it. So it's entirely possible. But we don't know that. I don't know that for sure. Scott, good to see you there. Hope you're doing well. And anybody else lurking in the chats, if I haven't said hello to you all. Just asking questions is a great get out of responsibility for everyone. Yeah, I'm just asking questions. I'm not saying that the accusations aren't true. I'm just asking questions. You know, if politicians are allowed to just ask questions, then so am I. The number 10 files raises questions over whether Tory donations were legal. I need to do a video on this. So the Boris files I have saved at the moment. I was planning to do a premiere video on the Boris files. I don't know when I'll get time to record it. If I can get time to record it in time for the weekend. I was hoping I could drop a premiere video on it for you guys for the weekend. Possibly. No promises, but I'm going to try and make time for it. But I've got a lot of wrestling content to cover today that I need to deal with as well. License cancellations of migrant work visas double. Approving China's mega embassy would be unlawful, UK government told. Yeah, why do you need a bigger embassy? Like, I'm generally curious. Why do they need a bigger embassy? Like, I don't get why they need one there. Reform MS broke rules with racial slurs but not expenses. Reform's only politician in the Welsh Parliament has brought the seed into disrepute when she used a racial slur about Chinese people in a WhatsApp chat, the Seed Standard Commissioner has said. Lauren Ann Jones, who is also accused of breaching the Seed's code of conduct for not challenging comments made by someone else she employed at the time. That she was cleared of making fraudulent expenses claims with Jones, accounts accepted, that incorrect claims were made on behalf because messages from her were misinterpreted by another staff member. Lauren Ann Jones said she could not respond to leaked reports without being in breach of the rules. Story contains strong racist language and swearing. So what exactly did she say? Scroll. Can you tell? We kick up a stink about TikTok to the group. No. Yeah, that is pretty strong. The racist slur first emerged last year. This is last year. Jones called a different ex-staffer a wanker, a bitter, twisted, useless person. I tried to be so understanding, she wrote. I even asked if he had ADHD or something and needed extra support because it's something that isn't right with him. Calling the former employee involved in the conversation also called the individual the politician and criticised a grade A prick. In a message on the 13th of November, the same employee, Jones, has spoken in the message above, posted in the WhatsApp exchange. Suella Broman, former Home Secretary, was correct in what she said. We have two-tier policing. It's not clear. And if you're Islamic, it's all fine. Spew all the hate you want. Spain describes comments as offensive and unacceptable. When doing petrol things, always make sure the one they did. Yeah, she should go. I think I've seen enough to know that, yeah, she should go. I think those comments are pretty unacceptable, guys. Yeah, she should go. I'm not going to have enough time to cover everything, am I? Police should stop lodging non-crime hate incidences, Watchdog says. Non-crime hate incidents should stop being recorded by the police. What do you describe as non-crime hate? So when someone tweets that someone's says a major slur on X, then I'm assuming. In relation to the post on X, Marks defended the officer said perhaps. What did he actually say? Again, I still don't know what he actually said, you know. I'm not sure about that, though. Reform flag policy strips council boss of power. What? Flag policy strips council boss of power. Oh my god, this guy. This kid! Child Reform UK leader, council stripped his chief executive of the power to decide which flags are flown outside council headquarters. Oh my god! He's more important about fecking flags than he is his bloody job. The move follows around a decision to fly a Progress Pride flag outside Shrine Hall in Wiltshire during Pride Month in June. Councillor George Fish asked for the flag to be removed. Yep, we already talked about this. The council's cabinet is now voted to hand in decision power making to the chairman's informed councillor Edward Harris. The Pride Progress flags to redesign rainbow flag with additional colours to represent a wider range of marginalised communities. Previously, Foggia held responsibility for deciding which flags could be. Explaining the new flag policy during the cabinet meeting on 4th September, said it takes out of the hands of the elected leader, it gets taken out of the hands of non-elected members, it puts in the hands of the chairman of the council. The leader of the Liberal Democratic opposition, Jerry Roadhouse, dismissed suggestions the decision would be non-political. He said, I've never seen a chairman yet go against their political party in a council meeting in a chamber anywhere, so don't give me that rubbish. Joan Chivers asked the leader was showing people not to come into this building or seek work. People that come into this building and seek work in this building would not be judged on their sexuality, but rather their work and their character. And he said, it is the point of common sense, not about colour of your skin, your sexuality, or what you love. It's not about any of that. It's about whether you can do the job. God damn it. Kid doesn't know what he's doing. License cancellations of migrant work visas have doubled. Oh, no. Twice as many licenses for allowing companies to bring in migrant workers were revoked last year compared to the previous month, according to the latest data. How are you supposed to fix Britain if you're going to stop people coming in? How are we supposed to fix Britain or make Britain great again? We can't just rely on British workers for all these things. The Home Office says bosses had their licenses cancelled for abusing immigration, including underpaying and exploiting workers using the work visa to help migrants get around the law and how to enter and remain in the country. Government facing pressure on immigration said the figures showed a continued delivery of real action to secure our borders. They're more concerned about bloody tiny numbers. This is wrong. This is gonna stop. This is gonna stop. This is not going to help, guys. Not going to help at all. Something about Prince Harry, which nobody's interested in. Postcode lottery for new cancer treatment, doctors warns. Ministers must do more on lifetime ISA reform, says MPs. Bird flu sparks fear, demands for stricter shoot rules in Wales. E-bike injuries are a massive burden, says surgeons. Children's fear among 3 dead in Channel crossing attempt. God. That's terrible. My condolences indeed for any losses of life there. Oh, don't worry, guys. I'm fine, honestly. I'm just lashing out because Don't worry. It's nothing that. Oh, hold on a sec. Nothing new. I'm fine. Don't worry. The anti-migrant Zionist strikes again, says one angry pagan. Oh God, I'm getting reflux. Man, I can't get to the Gavasson right now. It's literally right below me. Epson and Malison, a deeply problematic relationship. I mean, look at the picture there. It speaks for itself. Strong winds of up to 80 miles an hour hit the UK over the weekend. Mandelson sacked. Government rules out plans to block out the sun. What? What is this stupid story? Government rules out plans to block out the sun as scientists warn severe damage risk. Announcement comes after more than 40 polar scientists warned ideas to slow polar ice loss were unrealistic, unaffordable, and dangerous. The British government has rejected the use of solar geoengineering, saying it has no plans to deploy controversial techniques designed to block sunlight and artificially cool the planet. In an official response to the Parliamentary Environmental Audit Committee, the government said it opposed solar radiation management, often described as sun dimming, confirmed that Britain wouldn't pursue its deployment in Antarctica and elsewhere. The statement came after the committee called for clarity on the UK's position, warning that the experiments being considered in the country, use such as balloons to release dust in the atmosphere or spraying seaweed water to brighten clouds, risks settling a dangerous precedent. Yeah. Geoengineers referring to deliberate interventions in the planet's climate system, like brightening clouds or seaweed sprays, releasing radioactive particles in the utmost atmospheres, or filling covers clouds that trap heat. You know, just it reminds me of that Simpsons episode. I'm sure the Simpsons episode where Mr. Burns put that giant spear that blocked out the sun, and they had to. Springfield was covered in darkness for long periods, wasn't it? That's what it reminds me of. And I'm just imagining that now, trying to build something that big over the Antarctic and over Antarctica, and I'm just like thinking to myself, yeah, that's not going to work. It's just not going to work. Techniques are highly controversial. Advocates say they could temporarily buy time if global heating is right. Critics argue they carry huge environmental risk. It could distract from cutting greenhouse gas emissions, the root cause of climate crisis. I mean, this is something they should look into more. But this is something they should look into more, while also cutting greenhouse gas emissions. But the voting public actually needs to be shown that cutting migration won't work. That won't convince otherwise, unfortunately. It doesn't matter if you show them numbers, Pagan. It doesn't matter. I've said this before. It doesn't matter if you show them numbers and show them statistics saying, look, the numbers are going down. Or even the boats stop coming, right? It doesn't matter. People will still think that there's an overflow of migration, even though most of them are legal. People will still have that embedded into them. Well, no matter how you can throw numbers and statistics and facts at them, and they still won't believe you. That's the sad part. Labour are not going to win these voters, the Reform voters, over. They're not going to do it. Witchy Goth, good to see you there. I hope you are doing well, guys. Make sure you check out Witchy Goth's YouTube channel as well. Link in someone will provide a link in a moment. Yeah, as far as this goes, yeah, it just reminds me of that Simpsons episode. I do think there could be something there that they could look into. I don't think it's entirely clueless. Animal enthusiasts will in court with over 1.5 million will of llama-loving pensioner. Okay. Prince Harry, not interested. Attorney General trashes calls from Nigel Farage to leave the ECHR. Only half of people with cancer are diagnosed within NHS times. How much do drivers really earn as they strike over pay? Yeah, for those, yeah, look, unions. We need unions more than ever. They really are fighting a losing battle at the moment. Starmer tells Israeli presidents that Qatar's airstrikes are unacceptable. Yeah, how dare you target it? That was completely unacceptable of you. Now, have I been a good dog, says Keir Starmer to him. UK to produce drones to help fight off Ukraine's attacks. Seen that already. Mandelson. It's very quickly moved away from Angela Rayner. It's funny now, isn't it? You know, it was only, what was it, only last week, you know, we were talking non-stop about Angela Rayner. And they've just completely stopped talking about her, guys. It's funny that, isn't it? Now they got rid of her, they can stop talking about her. This is the iPaper. Manhunt underway for Trump's ally Kirk suspect. Yep. Let's just have a look at politics here. I do want to try and cover some of the other places as well. All an exclusive from the Green Party. Racism comes from poverty, says new Green Party leader Zach Polanski. The new Green Party leader believes the super wealthy are utilized. Yep. Zach Polanski has done like more than 40 plus. Since he became leader, he's done like more than 40 plus interviews or podcasts or with mainstream media and influencers, all that. It's just, he's been everywhere, this guy. He's been everywhere. He did his latest podcast yesterday with Zoe Gardner. I do recommend checking it out, guys, as well. His latest episode he did yesterday. Came out yesterday. Might cover that in a video possibly over the weekend. Exclusive. Mandelson's to quit as US ambassador, says Labour deputy candidate Leah. Well, guess what? He's already done it. So that's a waste. That's a pretty pointless exclusive there. Anything else here? Anything interesting else? Keep up, iPaper. He's already gone. God, Mandelson might be gone, but Starmer's future's now in doubt. Like, how behind are you? And then they got here, Mandelson sacked. Like, keep up, iPaper. You guys are well behind. NHS wait list rise by 33,000 and blow to West Streeting. How battle to replace Dana could damage Labour and turn off voters. Yep, potentially there. They could do as well there. Yeah, I'm just telling you what they say to me, says Running a Pagan. No, that's fine. I appreciate your comments, Pagan. I know where you're coming from. You're all good, buddy. Witchy-Goff live at 6 p.m. Witchy-Goff is going live at 6 o'clock tonight. Yes, join Witchy-Goff if you can at 6 p.m. tonight. No promises I'll be there, but I'll try. I do have a lot to do today. I also got to prepare for the mental health live stream as well later on. So, yeah, if you guys can join Witchy-Goff on her channel at 6 p.m., it'd be greatly appreciated. Also, 4 p.m. as well before that. The two Davies as well be going live later on at 4 p.m. as well. Got about 7 minutes left here, guys. Let's go to the Financial Times, see what they're saying here. UK buy-to-let borrowing costs fall to a 3-year low here. Lenders compete to attract landlords hit by legal challenges and rising costs. I can't open any articles here because they're all behind paywalls, guys. Just for reference. Madison fights to remain UK envoy. He's already gone. Keep up Financial Times. John Lewis blames NI rise and packaging tax for deeper losses. That's the national insurance rise that was implemented by the budget last budget. Which, by the way, I think it's absolutely ridiculous that the budget is not until the 26th of November. 26th of November is the budget. Absolutely ridiculous from the Chancellor. That's political, that is. Absolute political, that is. Nonsense that she's doing it so bloody late in the year. Merck slams UK, so scraps 1 billion in London. Yep, that was their healthcare thing. Billionaire John Caldwell calls for gambling tax to combat mayhem in society there. Farage self-defending embracing of Trump. Most of these are explainers or opinion pieces on the right here. These ones here, guys. Let's have a look at the front of Financial Times. Let's see what they're saying on the front. Peter Mandelson sacked as UK ambassador to US Epstein's opens. Why would you play that footage? Like, why would you play it straight away, the killing? Like, what's the matter with you, FT? Jesus. Any other interesting stuff? US authorities launch manhunt for Charlie Kirk's assassination. UN to hold emergency meeting on Russian drone incursion, says Poland. Yeah, that's a big story, obviously, as well. Obviously, what happened in Poland there as well. So much going on at once, guys. It's a lot. And France in crisis. Yeah, he's picked his new prime minister. France has picked its new another prime minister. Is he going to get breakthrough? I doubt it very, very much, guys. I don't have much hope on it. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe they'll pass the budget by some miracle. Let's have a look at the Times here on politics here. Field narrows as Labour deputy leadership candidates vie for support. She looks very happy there, Bridget Phillipson there. Mandelson asked Epstein for help vetting Israeli advisor. Starmer tells the Israeli president were unacceptable. Starmer reject calls to sack Mandelson over Epstein when he literally just did it. 2 children die on a boat attempting the channel crossing. Honestly, my condolences, my deepest condolences for anyone to children losing their lives crossing that. Absolutely terrible. Farage nearly as trusted as Labour on climate change. Are you absolutely mad? What is that story? I can't open any of them because they're all behind paywalls, guys, so I can't open it. Greta Thunberg, Gaza genocide must be taught in schools. Children should learn the ways of the early warning signs of genocide, the activist said days before humanitarian flotilla was allegedly attacked by drones. Good luck telling politicians, yeah, let's teach kids about Gaza genocide. I agree. I think we should teach them because it's a very brutal thing. The harsh realities of how nasty people can become. But I just don't see that happening. Mandelson apologises. He's already gone. Number 10, hopeful budget board will mend relations with business, apparently. The ECHR wasn't meant to be used like this, says Julian Samuel. Well, that's because you want it gone. You want to take away my human rights, so fuck you. Let's have a look at the... Oh, we only got 3 minutes left. Okay, we'll have to skip that. Let's go to the Tory graph, or the Reform graph, see what they are saying here. Let's refresh it just for a moment. Farage GB News show is damaging public trust, Nazi said. Yeah, it is. Labour MPs break ranks to demand Mandelson's sacking. Well, he's already been sacked. To keep up Telegraph. Nationalist list likely to be deployed for crime. Channel migrants in line for millions of compensation. Based on what? Prince Harry meets the King for 54 minutes. Obviously, that's the Telegraph's front page because it's Prince Harry. Farage insists no tax laws were broken with Clacton Home. Okay. Sure they were. Sure, Nigel, because you always tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God, don't you? Manhunt for Charlie Kirk's killer. Trump demands death penalty over Ukrainian refugee murder. Qatar, we have a right to respond to Israel's attack, says Qatar. They do. A plastic wrap body found in Singer's abandoned Tesla. Oh my God. Trump demands death penalty over Ukrainian refugee murder. Oh, I want to know what that's about. I can't open it now. Nepal protesters beat and burn ministers in their homes. Oh my God. That's really horrible. Clearest signs of life found on Mars, says NASA. I just see stones there, but okay. I'll take your word for it. Man charged with sexually assaulting women as she sunbathed. What? Oh, God. Spy bosses let trans student join girls' computer lessons. Yeah, because there's nothing wrong with that. It's not about their sexuality. It's about them supposed to be doing computer lessons. Tube drivers are striking because they cannot buy in London on a 72k salary. That's not true. That is false information, by the way. That's the Tory graph misleading people on the strikes there. So do not take that seriously from the Tory Reform graph there. Got about a minute left, so we'll have a quick look at Barline Times before we head out. Lawless Britain. What's some of their stories? What's some of the main stories they've got there? Exclusives there. The grave that lies within him. Rani's reports on the life of Palestinian journalists that she keeps a regular contact with, of whom journalists about survival, memories of resilience and grief colours everything. Lawless Britain, a racist myth that has engulfed the media and political right. The next wave, how religious extremism is reclaiming power there, from Kathleen Stewart. Reform UK accused of betraying residents for benefits of fossil fuel donors as more net zero targets scrapped. It's time to save the Labour Party for itself and forge a new political mainstream. Yeah, good luck with that. BBC accused with pro-reform bias as Lib Dem launched campaign to end wall-to-wall Farage coverage. I've got a video on that, so I'm not going to talk about that. Calling reform racist doesn't work, says unions as they shift strategy to counter Nigel Farage's party. Yeah, calling them racist doesn't just work, but we can say that about the party, but it's not going to be enough there. That's some of the stories there from Byline Times, guys. So it is 12 o'clock, so you know what that means. It is we have reached the end of the point of view. Let me have a quick look. You want to zoom on? Oh, I've already closed it. You want to zoom on the Mars picture? I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link. One Angry Pagan after this live stream. I'll send you a link straight after this live stream, guys. Pagan, I'll send it to you. The link if you want to have a look. Guys, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's come along this evening. Quite a lot of people here. I really appreciate all you guys coming along. Thank you guys for all your comments. Thank you for those who sent super chats today to help me achieve super chat goal, because that really does help financially support me and the work that I do on this channel. So for those who send super chats, thank you very much indeed. I really, really appreciate it. I'll be back again live tonight at 8 o'clock for a mental health live stream. So switching off from politics. If you want to talk about suicide, if you want to talk about mental health, if you want to talk about depression, want to talk about all these things, join me tonight, 8 p.m. for that, guys. Guys and girls, if you guys want to join me for that, you're more than welcome to do so. I'll also be doing a Discord after chat after that live stream. So if you want to continue the conversation with me in the Discord, you are more than welcome to do so. There will be short videos and long videos be dropping over the next few days as well. So do check them out if you can for me. Do check out the home tab. Check out, there's lots of content going to be dropping, guys. So if you guys check them out, leave your comments down below on them. It'd be greatly appreciated. And for YouTube members, obviously, you get early access for additional content if you're a top tier member as well. And do check out, before I go, guys, do check out Rumble and Patreon. Links for them in the description. Both on Rumble and Patreon, there is free content that you can check out on both those platforms as well, if you want to check out. I know I've now been doing a lot of American content on Patreon and content from the Middle East on Rumble. But thank you guys all for coming here again. But on your way out, if you can, hit the like button, be greatly appreciated. Share this across social media. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you all again so much for watching. And I hope to catch you all very, very soon.